Hey everyone, and welcome back to another exciting installation of the CB Tools training series. We are focusing again on e-marketing, and I'm going to show you probably one of my absolute favorite tools inside the e-marketing platform, and that is the e-newsletter. I used to use this all the time when I was a brand employee, and I would communicate with my brokers on a weekly basis with a newsletter. And they really enjoyed it, and it was a great clean format, and it was just a really great tool. So I'm going to show you some tips, and especially how you can use it in the current situation in which we find ourselves. Again, we are in the midst of the coronavirus situation here, and now is a great time for you to focus on your sphere of influence and keeping in touch with your clients and giving them some valuable information. So an e-newsletter is a fantastic way that you can do that. As always, we start off in CB Exchange, cbexchange.com. Your brand login is firstname.lastname@coldwellbanker.com, along with your password. And we are going to click on e-marketing, and we go right into the platform. So I have already created most of an e-newsletter that I will show you, but I will show you just where to go and how to start one first. So obviously click on e-newsletter. Now, an e-newsletter is different than a newsletter. A newsletter is designed for print. And is also designed to be folded and mailed. So it's weird because like your photo is upside down because you're supposed to fold it in half. So make sure you're selecting e-newsletter. So I click on that. There are four different formats. One is a little bit wider, and so I can't remember which one I actually used. You can play around with some of these things, but you just select a version and then you go from there. So select the design. If you don't like it, you can start over. This design I chose, just to make things super interesting, actually has a place where you can display a listing. If you have listings, they will auto-populate into your e-marketing account. You just type the MLS or address and it will populate for you. It'll pull in the MLS information, the picture, the primary photo of the house, and it's really cool. So you give the project a name, tell it what folder you want to put it in. You can either put it in a folder already or create a folder. And I believe every listing, at least this used to be the way it was. I don't have listings, so I don't know. Every listing already has a project folder created in eMarketing. So if you drop this down, you should be able to find a folder for your property. So let me take you to the one that I created. It's the wide one, apparently. So I went into projects. Let me show you that one more time. Projects. So we have home at the top and we have projects. Projects is going to be where you can dump, where all the stuff that you make is dumped. Okay. So if you want to go back and redo something that you've done, you don't have to start from scratch. You can just go into your projects and do that. So there's other things that I've been playing with. You guys might recognize post 2 from one of my other videos. So I click on the one I've created, and I'm going to edit it. So first I'll preview it. I'll show you what it looks like for right now. So I have added in our logo. I just typed in a quick message. This can be as much as you want. I just did a quick message, and then you can actually put articles into this newsletter. I'll give you a tip. These are just articles that I found online. I copied the first couple paragraphs, put them in here, and then I linked to the full article. There's also a cool thing that I made the picture a link. So if I click on the picture, it actually takes me right to the article. So it gives you two different ways that your customers can read the full article that you send them in the e-marketing newsletter. So we've got a couple of different ones. I put 3 articles in here, but then I left the last one blank because I want to show you how to do it. And then at the bottom, you'll see your information. This is auto-populated for you from the profile that you set up from the first video. So if you haven't set up your profile, I would suggest you go back and do that. So that's what it looks like. Now we're going to edit it. Once we push edit, it takes us back to the beginning of the process. So it takes us all the way back to the info where we named it, and we save it. You don't have to push save and continue, but I recommend you do. You can actually just click these little chevrons up here, but go ahead and click save and continue just to be safe. So now moving on to photos. It's up to you if you want to do the photos first or if you want to do them later. So in this case, I actually am doing the photos later. I'll do the article and then I'll grab the photo and download it, and then I'll put it in here after I'm done. So I'm going to move on to the text section. Oh, and let me just show you something real quick. If you want to replace, let's say you're like, oh, I don't like that photo. Like this one, for instance, is actually a stock photo because the article I chose didn't have a decent photo that I liked. So let me show you how you can access stock photos. So again, I press this there's 4 little buttons. There's zoom or preview, trash it, replace it, or crop it. So I'm going to replace the photo. You have a whole selection of stock photos that you can choose from. You can either choose from your projects, and that'll give you a whole different category, or you can go stock. I'm going to go stock. I want generic images, or I can go Coldwell Banker if you want something a little more branded, a little more on the professional side. That's actually where I got this photo from. This article is about working from home, so I wanted something professional. So I go Coldwell Banker, I'm going agents, or agent professionals. And I just scrolled down until I found the one I liked, and I selected it, add selected, and it dropped it right in for me. These 2 photos are actually from the blog posts themselves, okay? This is another stock photo. So we're going to save and continue. And we're going to go, this is the text. So it automatically populates your information. If you're on a team or you're doing this with another agent, you can actually add that information as well. So that's where you do all that. And then we have the disclaimer. I wouldn't change this, just leave it. Highlight 1 is that story at the very top. So this is what I said to the consumer, to the customer. Okay, so then story 1 is here. Story 2 or view 2 is this. View 3 is this, and then this is view 4. Okay, so I've chosen another article, but let me just show you what I've chosen so far. So remember, we're in the coronavirus situation right now, so I want to give useful information. Okay, so I've chosen one: coping with hard times financially, how to be productive when you work from home, and 71 self-care quotes to help you take care of yourself. Something a little more uplifting. This last one I've chosen is how to keep your kids entertained. So how to keep your kids entertained and keep your sanity during the coronavirus outbreak. So what you want to do is you want to start by copying the URL at the top of the page. And let me just, I don't know if I can I can, yay. Copy the URL. Move that back down. Go back to eMarketing. I'm going to put it in here first because it makes the photo clickable. So I'm going to paste it. So now when they click on that photo, it will take them directly to the article. Now I need the headline. Just copy and paste. You can also do Control-C to copy or Control-V to paste, but I'm just doing it long form so you can see it. Paste. Okay, so I'm at it's too many words. So I'm just going to go ahead and take this part out. Virus. Oops. Is that? Yeah, I spelled it right. Outbreak. Better not capitalize it because it didn't. Break. Okay, so there we go. Now I'm going to just grab like the first couple paragraphs. Maybe just this part right here. Copy. Paste. Now don't worry, this is not plagiarism because we are actually just giving them a preview. So now what we're doing is I'm gonna go down and say read the full article. Now, you can do some formatting in here. You can make things a different color. You can bold, italic, all that good stuff. You can do bullet points. So I'm going to highlight this. I'm going to bold it. And then I want to make a hyperlink. So you hit the link button. Oh, but I need the URL again. So I go back, or I'm going to go back. And I'm going to do the same thing I did earlier. I'm going to copy and paste it from the top. You don't see it, but it's fine. I don't feel like moving the window again. Copy, paste. Okay, now it's a link. And actually, I want to make it a little bit bigger. I'm going to make it 14. So now, read the full article. So now this is a link, and the picture is a link. Okay? So now I want to save and continue. I'm going to go back eventually, but I want to save and continue just so I'm sure it's saved. And it'll take me to the last bit, but I'm going to go back to photos. And I'm going to go back to the article. And I'm going to save this image, save image as. And I'm just going to, for this, I'm just dumping it onto my desktop. It's fine. Back to eMarketing. And it's view 4. It was the last one. So I'm going to hit the replace button. I'm going to go to my computer. Select files to upload. I'm going to go to desktop. Grab that picture. There we go. Save and continue. Make sure it's good. Yep, there it is. Save. Okay, now I'm looking at my information. If you have a second agent, this is where you would add their photo. If not, just leave it. It won't put them in there. This pulls all this information in from your profile. I don't know why I didn't pull in this number. That's weird. But this is why we check this stuff. And I don't know why I didn't do that. Mobile there. Hopefully if I leave this blank, it won't populate it. So we're going to see website, Facebook. So you have to put these 3 in because that is not a part of your profile. So I put in my social media URLs and I'm going to save and continue. And then you can preview it from here. Make sure it looks good. Now there are custom headers that you can get for the thing, for the newsletter, but the problem is they're the old branding. I don't know why they haven't updated them yet, so I had to get a little creative. It's not the fanciest looking thing in the world, but you know, I had to live with what I had. So that's Article 1, Article 2, Article 3, and that's the one we just put in. So you see how easy that was. They can click on the photo, they can click on that. It's got, oh good, it didn't put in that toll-free number that wasn't there. And then these are live links to my social media. And then at the bottom it has Coldwell Banker Premier, and it has the disclaimer that you want. Now, you don't have to put the Coldwell Banker logo up here. You can put a regular photo in. It's up to you. But I just chose to do that. So if you want to send it in eMarketing, you can. I have always thought it was easiest to just email it to myself and forward it myself. It's completely up to you. If you want to email to contacts, you can do that. And you do all this whole setup here. To save time, I'm not going to walk you through that section. So let's just be simple and send to self. Plus, I would recommend you send to self anyway, just so you can see a live version of it. And it says email successfully sent. And it doesn't usually take 30 minutes, but you can check it out and see how it looks. And then if you want, you can just forward it from there. So stay tuned for more videos on eMarketing, but that is how you can create an e-newsletter with valuable content for your customers. Thanks, and have a great one.